it's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your net control station this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing on-air being placed for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a BL 114.8 minus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have BL capability, or if the BL on your radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will announce you and check you in the net. Also, if you're on the 6th, if you can't hear the repeater due to conditions, or you're too far away from it, or what have you, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first, if possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, I want to mention, I've got a major announcement to make after we get done with check-ins. Those of you who are crazy about cars and motorcycles will be definitely chomping at the bit when I get done with this announcement. But I will do it after we get done with the check-ins. So, okay. First, we're going to take short time of mobile stations for check-ins. If you have family time or you're trying to concentrate, you're driving, you got something else going on, you can't stay for the net, we'll take your short time of mobile check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll do general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of bike rides, marathons, breakfast, or ham fest. Okay, then we'll do the regular features, or the tech net. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? Are you you're trying to figure out what kind of an antenna to put up on your tower? You ask your technical questions, we'll try to answer them for you. Then we'll do the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in his net, he always had a DX report. Then we'll have the swap net. You have items you want for sale or you want to buy related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, go ahead and put them out, and we'll see what we can do for you. The question, I was not sure. Let me reset. I was not sure whether I was going to have a topic tonight or not, but thanks to Larry, K9KGT, he suggested that the question tonight be, what are your favorite hobbies other than amateur radio? Now, so I think that's what we will do. Okay? I had a total of 30 on-air check-ins and 10 honorary check-ins for a grand total of 40 check-ins last week, and we had the net lasted for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We'll see how long we go tonight. We'll see how many check-ins we get. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time of mobile stations? We'll have to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
N9 C&W, November 9, Chicago Northwestern, short time, mark, no traffic.
Okay, sorry about that, Mark. N9 C&W. I've got to check in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Any more short time of mobile stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. somebody might want to go over and switch over to 195. In case they didn't hear the announcement, I announced that about 10 minutes ago or something that I would hold the Friday Night Fun Net here on this repeater. That's where the Friday Night Fun Net is currently being held on 146-610. So, okay, one more time for any short time or mobile check-ins. Please call now. Okay, I'm trying to be careful not to key up so quickly. Okay, let's go with general check-ins. At this time, I'll take any general check-ins from Northern Illinois who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KC9GCR, this is W9JTC checking in. Good evening, Jimmy.
Okay, Jamie, I wanted to make sure that I don't step on anybody. That's why I was taking a pause there. W9JTC, Jamie, that radio of yours is working beautifully. It worked just as good on this repeater as it did on 195. So, okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Mike K9MED in Rochelle is recording this net for purposes of being rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. W9JTC, Jamie, I'll get back to you in a few minutes at the roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MAP, Cary and Rockford.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXT repeater Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. KD9MAP, Cary and Rockford. Beautiful signals now. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes at the roundtable. Thank you for, well, of course, I know you have a DX report, too. Okay, and EC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in, Tom. I'll also get back to you in a few minutes at the roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
A9JF, Jim in Loves Park.
AE9JF. Okay, Jim, I've got you checked in. There was somebody else trying to check in at the same time. By the way, Jim, thank you for checking in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes at the roundtable. Other station, come back.
K9KZT, Larry.
K9KZT, Larry and Rockford, the king of the CW. Do a great job with the code practice every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. Are immediately found in the respective nets. Where we're going to do what you suggested tonight there. We'll talk about what are your favorite hobbies other than ham radio. Well, thank you for checking in, Larry. We'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call them.
KC9QPO, Paul Loves Park.
Okay, I'm trying to be careful so I don't step on anybody. KC9QPL, Paul Loves Park. Got you checked in, Paul. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9SBA, Matt Stillman, and show me a short time for right now, Jimmy.
KD9SBA, K9 Small Business Administration. Matt down in Stillman Valley. Okay, I've got you checked in, Matt. You're welcome to recheck in later on during the net if you wish. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Well,
somebody was trying to check in. I heard the sound of a voice, but no, but that's about it. Let's try one more time.
Charlie 9, Golf Oscar Lima.
K9GOL. Okay, Jimmy, I've got you checked in. Excuse me for the pause there, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't step on anybody. So, okay. I got you checked in, Jimmy. I'll get back to you in a few minutes to the round table. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, one more time. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call K9GCI. Okay, we got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KC9 RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG. Okay, Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes to round table. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. One more time, Barry. General check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, it's Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. You know where everybody's at. Their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their holy sausage, brats, kielbasa, the Braunschweiger, and the liver sausage and the brats. And those of you in the Milwaukee area, okay, those of you at your friendly neighborhood bar, restaurant, tavern, eating your catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie. Those of you in Milwaukee area eating your Polish sausage, brats, hot dog, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. They're probably watching the Brewer game on TV. I do have no idea what the score of that ball game is, but okay, well, go Brewers. We'll put it that way. Okay. Let's try for any general check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. K9MED, Mike and Rochelle have got you checked in. Mike is recording this net for future rebroadcasts on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. He recorded last week's net. It's already posted. Hopefully, eventually, we'll have a Friday Night Fun Net, all Friday Night Fun Net all the time. You'll be able to listen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including Sundays and holidays. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, say you can't sleep, turn on your Facebook page and listen to the Friday Night Fun Net. That'll put you to sleep. If that doesn't, nothing will. Okay. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9 GCR, KD9 OBJ, good evening. I'll be in and out. Have a nice net.
KD9 OBJ, John and McConnell. Hey, good hearing from you. Good signal tonight. I will. Hey, you know that I know that this is the greatest hobby in the world, amateur radio. But do you have any other hobbies other than ham radio?
Any other hobbies? Well, besides doing a lot of construction work, I guess you could say I like doing that. And no, that's about all I can think of right now. I like doing construction work or woodworking. We'll call it that, there, Jimmy.
Sounds good, John and McConnell. That was a Larry K9KZT suggestion. I had this topic tonight, so that's what I'm going to be asking everybody. John, 73, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
73, you too, Jimmy. Have a good night.
It's so good to hear his voice again. He couldn't get into either repeater, but we got everything straightened out. At least he's able to get into this repeater. Okay. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe. Going to be short time, Jim. I will try and recheck later.
KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe. Okay, I've got you checked in, Larry. If I don't talk to you again, 73, you have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin, Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXT repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sorry for the pause there, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't step on anybody who's trying to check in. That's why the pauses are lasting longer than I usually do it. So, okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net before I go ahead and make my announcement? Please call now. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and make my announcement. This announcement is courtesy of Rich, N90 in Belvedere. Okay, those of you who love cars and motorcycles, write this down on your calendars. Sunday, July 25th, there will be a car show in beautiful downtown Sycamore. It will take place from 5:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. Sunday, July 25th. There's going to be approximately, just a minute, 1,200 cars and from 700 to 800 motorcycles making their appearance at the car show. There'll be now the Kishwaukee Ham Radio Club is looking for volunteers. They want 2 hams on each side of the road they want to man some roadblocks. So if you want more information about this, contact Bob, W9ICU, on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. I'm sure there will be more information on the Monday night Kishwaukee Hams Radio Club net at 8:30. Let me reset. I'm going to repeat this announcement again. This is from Richard N90 in Belvedere. Sunday, July 25th, there will be a car show in Sycamore. That will take place starting at 5:30 a.m. Then they'll go to 12:30 p.m. After 12:30 p.m., everybody will park their cars, and people will be able to go around, look around, see all the different cars. Now, there will be approximately 1,200 cars and up to 700 to 800 motorcycles arriving. The Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club is looking for the volunteers They want two ham operators on each side of the road. They want the man some roadblocks. If you want more information, contact Bob, W9ICU, on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with the PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay, so there'll be a good time had by one and all in Sycamore. So, okay, again, more information will probably follow on the Monday evening Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club net on at 8:30 p.m. on Mondays and 146.730 repeater, PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay, that's my announcement. Any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? With or without traffic, please call K-Sign GCR.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, checking in short time, Jimmy.
AC9GO, okay, Larry, the Rah-Rah board president. I've got you checked in, Larry. You have a good evening, and if you have a chance, you're always welcome to recheck in. Thank you for checking in. There was another station trying to check in. Another station, come back, please.
I'd say A9YE, Jimmy, short time.
Dave in Broadhead, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Dave. I'm sorry for the pause there, but I'm trying to make sure I don't step on anybody when they're trying to check in. Thank you for checking in. Any more stations from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get underway. This is K-Sign GCR. We had our first in-person meeting of the Stevenson County Repeater Association last Saturday since the first meeting since March of last year. We had 12 to 14 people show up. It was a full house, and I'm happy to report that Kerry, K9MAP, So we had a lot of people show up. We had several people join our club. We took care of our business. We did not have the State Line Amateur Radio Club meeting afterwards. So everybody went to, had a good lunch at one of the fine restaurants here in the Freeport. So, okay. Does anybody have any traffic they'd like to pass along for the net? K9KZT, go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, just a comment on the Kishwaukee Amateur Club asking for volunteers to man barricades. Before you do that, you might want to check with your insurance agent to make sure that you are covered. A friend of mine a number of years ago was engaged in patrolling the parks, Rockford on Halloween for Rah-Rah. Just good neighbor. If they saw anything vandalism, they would call the police and so forth. Anyway, he totaled his brand new car, and the insurance would not pay because he was engaged in police work. So it's worthwhile to check out before something bad happens. That's all. K9KZT.
Oh yes, never thought about that. Yeah, you might want check your insurance to see if what your situation is before you go in that. Larry, thank you very much for bringing that information. Never thought about that. That is a crock of you know what. The insurance company would not help him out there because his car was totaled. Must be that insurance company must be anti-police. So we'll put it that way. So okay, Larry, thank you very much for the information. Okay. Anybody else have any traffic that you'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MAP.
K9MAP. Go ahead, Kurt.
The RARA CW net is going to try the frequency 7117 kilohertz, 7117 kilohertz, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thanks so much. KD9MAP.
Okay, Kerry. I'll repeat Kerry's traffic there. He's going to have the RARA CW net. He's moved to another frequency. It's now going to be held on 7.117 kilohertz in the CW portion of the 40-meter band. So, okay, Kerry, hopefully you'll have good luck with that, sir. So, okay, we'll catch you. We'll get back to you in a few minutes here. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along for the next? Okay. Let's go ahead with the TechNet portion. Are you having a problem with your amplifier or power supply? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? You have technical questions? We'll try to answer for you. Does anybody have any technical questions at this time? Okay, I do have some, if you want to call it the technical questions. I made 7 contacts for 13 colonies. I need to have someone give me some information as to where do I send the information to so I can get a certificate. Is anybody able to help me out there?
This is KD9MAP. Jimmy, if you mail me the list of your log, your log of the 7 contacts, I can enter that on the internet for you.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to, I'm sure you don't want to give your address out over the radio. So if you want to give me a phone call, you know the number. Like we don't have to do it tonight, we can do it tomorrow or whatever. We can do it that way.
That's the plan.
Okay, sounds good, Kerry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anybody else have any technical questions that I could bring before the next? All right. Let's go ahead with the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner. This is in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checks in his net, he always has a DX report. Does anybody have any DX reports that you'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MAP.
D9MAP. Okay, Kerry. Go ahead. What do you got for us?
This is KD9MAP. Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Oh, let's see. How many QSOs did I do this week? I did 85 QSOs, mostly North America. I did get about a half a dozen countries, but no new countries. The most distant contact was tonight on 20 meters, R9FCR, brief reset. R9FCR, over the North Pole. That's only 5,200 miles, so that's not as far away as it looks on the map. That's in Perm, Russia. That city for a couple of decades was named Molotov, the fellow that they named the Molotov cocktail after, one of the old Bolsheviks from the Soviet regime. Brief reset. My closest FT8 contact was tonight also on 20 meters. That was Dean, K9FLO. I saw him out there tonight. I've tried to work him a couple of times in the past and he couldn't hear me, but tonight he heard me really good. So that was my closest FT8 contact. That was probably, I don't know, 10, 12 miles. KD9MAP.
The nearest contact and the farthest contact. That's great. That's great. Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with what they did in Russia. Maybe they named some of the different cities. Let's see. Stalingrad. It's now Volgograd. And let's see, what else? They several others. Well, oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I think that's St. Petersburg. That's right. It used to be, all right, I guess they changed the name. I guess Leningrad is St. Petersburg now. Well, before that, it used to be, it was Leningrad, St. Petersburg. It went back to its old name. And of course, Stalingrad is Volgograd. So, okay, sounds good. Okay, Kerry, thank you very much for bringing in that DX report. Does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, let's go ahead with the swap net. All items we bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers. All items we bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. Being mentioned priced over the air, but any haggling should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does A station have any swap net traffic this time? Please call now.
K9KZT.
E9 KZT. Okay, Larry, what do you got for us?
Okay, a friend of mine acquired from an estate sale a ICOM 730, and he would like to sell it. He is not a ham. He doesn't know anything about radio. Apparently it did power up, and he could hear signals on it, but of course he could not transmit. It has a power supply, does not have a microphone. He wants 300. If you contact me, I'll get you in touch with him. Anyways, I'll make contact with him tomorrow. Anyway, my phone number 815-397-9595. 815-397-9595. Email lisle@usa.net. Thank you. Back to net. K9KZT.
Okay, Howard, let me repeat that the traffic. K9KZT has a friend of his. He was trying to. He has a ICOM IC730. That's because he can't use that radio since he has a license. He wants to get rid. He bought that radio at an estate sale, so that radio has a power supply, and he's asking. That person is asking $300 for it. You can contact Larry at 815-397-9595. You can contact at his email address. Does anybody have any questions concerning this piece of equipment for sale?
Could you give that telephone number over again, please?
Area code 815-397-9595.
5-397-9595. Thank you, K9KZT.
Okay, we might, that probably, the equipment might be moving here. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for bringing in that traffic, Larry. Does anybody else have a swap net traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay. During the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net, we have a swap net segment. Of course, Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. here in Freeport, 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We will have we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. all traffic is handled. Mel N9 RPN, trustee of the 39 repeater, brings us Apps Radio news line. 15-minute independent news broadcast that goes entire day after radio. So I was net control this past Wednesday. I had a total of 12 check-ins. So, okay. Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna get my papers put away here. Oh, that's okay. Sounds good. All right. Okay. The question tonight is, what are your favorite hobbies other than amateur radio? You know and I know that amateur radio is the greatest hobby in the world, but some people have other hobbies other than ham radio. So let's give it a go here. Jamie, W9JTC, do you have a favorite hobby other than ham radio?
Oh, good evening, Jimmy, and everybody on the net. W9JTC here. Yeah, I do have the other hobby that I do enjoy is computers. I've been into that for quite a number of years. I build them, I repair them. I play with different operating systems, whether it be Windows, Linux. Not too much into the Mac stuff, but anything in the PC-related stuff. I got a number of machines here that I got at least 3 desktops here that are ready to do. All I got to do is push the switch and use them here right in the office. So kind of overextended there on the on that. So anyway, Jimmy, that's all I've got, sir. Back to you, and thanks for being there as always. W9JTC.
Regards whether on this repeater or on 195. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for checking in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you Monday night on the Monday night net. Okay, KD9MAP, Kerry. What other hobby do you have other than ham radio?
This is KD9MAP. Well, the thing I spend most of my time on is surfing the internet for news and politics, and I watch a lot of movies. I've watched probably 3,000 movies in my life. I spend a whole lot of time doing that. I'm just jacked into the internet all the time that I'm awake. KD9MAP.
Okay, Gary, sounds good. I know you liked watching those old religious movies from back in the 50s and 60s. I got a whole bunch of VHS tapes there that I like especially watch during Easter. Of course, I didn't get to watch any this past Easter since I was in the hospital and battling the COVID. So. Okay, Kerry, thank you for checking in. Okay, AC9NW, what's going on with you? What other hobby do you have other than ham radio?
This is AC9NW. Well, I have a couple of them. One is woodworking, and the other is astronomy. And I used the woodworking to build my first telescope. And I also used the woodworking ability to build my tilt-over mast that I use for my antenna. This is AC9NW, back to net.
Okay, well, that's great. Congratulations on doing that. Good luck in all your other hobbies here. That's great. And you had a beautiful signal tonight. Thank you for checking in. AE9JF, Jim, what's going on with you? What other hobbies do you have besides the ham radio?
AE9JF, good evening, Jimmy. Good evening, everyone on the net. My other hobby is auto racing. I watch it, I go to races, anything, especially NASCAR and sprint cars. So it doesn't matter if it's got wheels and goes round-y-round, I'm a happy camper. So, yeah, and my wife enjoys it too, so it gives us something to share. AE9JF, back to net.
That's good. You ought to talk her to getting her to study for ham radio license. That'd be great too. You got 2 hobbies you can enjoy together. Okay, Jim. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Okay, Larry. K9KZT. He might be on the phone too there. So, okay. What is your favorite hobby other than ham radio?
KC9GCR. This is T9KZT. Before I talk about that, maybe better mention this fellow is from Missouri, and he will be going back Sunday afternoon. So if somebody's interested, please let me know tonight or tomorrow, and I can tell them about it. Anyway, I like target shooting. I like with a shotgun where you shoot skeet, and that is clay targets about 4 inches in diameter, 1 inch high, disc shape, and they go at about 60 miles an hour, and you try to hit them with a shotgun. That's skeet shooting, and there's other variations of that. And I also like pistol shooting. I just got into a Legion and doing moderately well with that. And it's they're lifetime sports, and I'm competitive. I'm a very competitive person, and I can enjoy competition even at my advanced age. Back to net, KC9GCR. This is K9KZT.
Oh, I'm kind of familiar with skeet shooting. I've seen it on TV. Yeah, that's definitely a fun hobby. Okay, well, thank you very much. You have a good evening. Hopefully your phone will ring off the hook, as the late great Russ Love N9LXS used to say when he ran the Wednesday evening swap net here in Freeport. He was the one who founded our swap net, by the way. Okay, Paul, Case9QPL. Sorry to keep you waiting. What's going on with you? What other hobby do you enjoy other than ham radio?
This is KC9QPL. Well, I don't have another hobby other than ham radio. I can't think of anything that I had a long time ago, but that's about it for now. I'll say 73 and be clear.
Okay, Paul, sounds good. You have a good evening, have a good weekend. We'll catch you on the Monday Night Net. Okay, thank you for checking in. K9SBA is a short time, so he's gone. K9GOL, Jimmy and Rockford. What's going on with you? What other hobby do you enjoy other than ham radio?
KC9GCR in the group. This is KC9GOL. Well, since I worked overseas a lot, I used to do a lot of overseas travel when I had free time, and I still like to travel. This last year's kind of put a real crimp in it, but I'm hoping as things open up, I'll be able to do more of that. And on top of that, I used to like to do macro and micro photography. So that's it, and I'll turn it back over to you, Jimmy. Have a great net.
Okay, sounds good, Jimmy. And as usual, thank you for checking in. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll probably hear from you on Monday night. Okay, KC9 RGG, Norm in Orfordville. What's going on with you? What other hobby do you enjoy besides ham radio?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jimmy, I've got a large vegetable garden that keeps me busy. I'm involved in a large prairie restoration project. I like restoring antique farm tractors, and that keeps me pretty busy for the most part.
That's good, that's good. That's what we were talking about last Friday night, vegetable gardens. I was asking everybody if they planted any vegetable gardens this year and what kind of vegetables did you plant. I would have done it in the spring, but of course I was battling COVID, so I was in the hospital. I was in a rehabilitation facility in Belvedere, so that couldn't participate. That's the way it goes. Okay, Norm, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. K9MED, Mike. What other hobbies do you enjoy besides ham radio? Mike, sounds good. And thank you for recording the Friday Night Fun Net tonight. So you have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. Okay. KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe. What's going on with you? What other hobby do you enjoy besides ham radio? KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe. Are you still with us? Okay, AC9GO, Larry in Rockton, and AE9YE, Dave and Broadhead checked in short time, so that concludes my list. We have 8 more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXT repeater Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to have other hobbies I enjoy, well, I enjoy reading newspapers and books and what have you. I watch TV, but I don't watch any of the shows. I watch it for news. I watch CNN or BBC World Service. I watch a C-SPAN and what have you. And, of course, I like the local news. You can't go without the local news. And I watch, baseball. I watch MLB Network. Let's see, the White Sox games on Fox. No. Comcast Sports, NBC Sports Chicago, and the Cub games on the Marquee Channel. So that's about it there. So I do other stuff too. Okay, 8 more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. You're coming home your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. You've been, you just turned your radio on, or you've been copying the mail for the last 49 minutes. This is your chance of checking the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region without traffic. Please call KC9GCR.
KC9GCR. WI9 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I'll go ahead and check in there, Jimmy.
WI9WTF. I got you checked in, Tom. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. There was another station trying to check in at the same time. Other station, come back.
This is Alpha 9 Victoria Uniform. Michael in Janesville.
AE9VU, Mike in Janesville. Got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you in a couple minutes here. Tom, W99WTF. I'm asking everybody, what is your favorite hobby other than ham radio?
Well, Jimmy, I guess I'd have to say I like cars. You know, I like my Mustang and everything. I like to listen to music, and Jimmy, I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I like chasing women.
Okay, sounds good. There's going to be Sunday, July 25th. There's going to be a car show in Sycamore, Illinois, down by that's the county seat of DeKalb County. It'll take place from 5:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. And you want more information? Contact Bob at W9ICU on 146730 PL 100.0. Minus offset. That's a Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club repeater. So I thought I'd pass that along to you in case you're interested.
All right, there, Jimmy. That sounds good too. And as I said, of the Freeport there, I remember years ago going to that. I think I did that one too. So I said I'd be interested in that one also.
Okay, our cruise night's going to be on Saturday, August 14th. That's almost 3 weeks away. So, okay, sounds good. Okay, Tom, drive safely. You have a good evening, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun.
All right, Jimmy, that sounds good. I'll have to check those both out there. Sounds good. We'll talk to you on the next one. This is Tom up here in Janesville. WI9 Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. We'll talk to you on the next one there, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Okay, A9VU, Mike in Janesville. What's going on with you? What are your favorite hobbies other than ham radio?
Well, right now, this is A9VU. Right now, I'm doing a lot of TV watching. I like the science fiction movies. Science fiction, whatever, like Stargate and Star Trek and all those kind of movies. Actually, now that my macular degeneration has advanced so far, I don't do the reading that I used to do. I used to read an awful lot of, especially science fiction, and I got a lot of hints and kinks from that. Always fixing something up. So that's one reason I took to listening to or reading those books.
Okay, sounds good. You might want to talk to your eye doctor and see if maybe you can get that. I understand there's some treatments for that macular degeneration. So if you might want to talk to your eye doctor about that. Maybe he can help you out.
Yeah, that sounds great. I can always use a little better vision. I want to keep on driving, because I get out and do a lot of socializing. So I have to get out. I have to drive to get out.
I understand. Yeah, we don't want you to lose your independence and your freedom or what have you. That's why I suggest you talk to your eye doctor about treatments for macular degeneration. There are some treatments out there. Okay, Mike, 7-3, have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sure we'll hear from you on the Janesville net on Tuesday night. Thank you for checking in. Okay, any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net this time? Please call now. Okay, I got a couple radio nut jokes I'm going to read. These are numbers 11 and 12. These are of the 30 original radio nut jokes. Here's one. You know you're a radio nut when you're not speaking to your elderly neighbor because last week, just as you tuned the radio Carabas, he turned on this power drill. And the second one. You know you're a radio nut when your wife has called you 3 times for dinner. Then she calls you on the repeater. Boy, those are 11 and 12 of the 30 original radio nut jokes, but the homemade radio nut jokes are better than the original ones anyway. If you have one of your own, you can give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Okay. Any more stations? Well, I have to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Friday Night Fun Net Trivia now. This is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio license. Well, we got a lot of people have scanners. Listen to Friday Night Fun Net and the other nets. They can't listen to police communications unless they have a very expensive digital scanner. And of course, you can still monitor the fire and EMS communications on their VHF high band, or UHF, so, okay, and we have other people who listen just for the enjoyment of it, so, okay, I'm going to read some questions from ARRL's Tech General Next Q&A books. Okay, let's see if I can find one here. I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be careful not to read the same questions. So, okay. Oh, we read that one. Just a minute. Hold on. Okay, here's one. What is the most common use of the reverse split function of a VHF-UHF transmitter? A. Reduce power output. B. Increase power output. C. Listen on the repeater's input frequency. D. Listen on the repeater's output frequency. What is the most common use of the reverse split function of a VHF-UHF transceiver? A. Reduce power output. B. Increase power output. C. Listen on a repeater's input frequency. D. Listen on a repeater's output frequency. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9MAP is going to guess C, Charlie.
This is K9G, starter Friday Night Fun Net on the W9XC repeater Rockford transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. You are correct, Gary. What is the most common use of the reverse split function of a VHF-UHF transceiver? The correct answer is C, Charlie. Listen on the repeater's input frequency. Many radios have a reverse split function that swaps the transmit and receive frequencies. This enables you to listen for the other station on the repeater's input frequency. The AM radio license manual, page 6-6. Okay, let's find another one here. Okay, why might the range of VHF and UHF signals be greater in the winter? A. Less ionospheric absorption. B. Less absorption by vegetation. C. Less solar activity. D. Less tropospheric absorption. Why might the range of VHF and UHF signals be greater in the winter? A. Less ionospheric absorption. B. Less absorption by vegetation. C. Less solar activity. D. Less tropospheric absorption. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, Al, go ahead.
Less absorption by vegetation.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Why might the range of VHF and UHF signals be greater in the winter? The correct answer is B, Bravo. Less absorption by vegetation. Vegetation can also absorb VHF and UHF radio waves. This can result in greater range in the winter. Ham radio license manual, page 4-2. Okay. Hold on here. Okay, Al, I checked you in as an early bird, but I'll put you down as a general regular check-in. So, okay. When the questions, I know you were listening. I was asking everybody what their favorite hobby was besides ham radio.
89PZ. Yeah, I don't have one right now other than ham radio. When I used to be able to get out and around, I used to love to go camping. But I'm no longer physically able to do it anymore, so ham radio's about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sorry to hear that, Al. Okay, hey, hopefully your medication is taking hold. That's all I'll say about that. And that's about it. Thank you for checking in. We'll continue. With the trivia segment. Thank you for checking in. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions. Okay. What is a characteristic of VHF signals received via auroral reflection? A. Signals from distances of 10,000 or more miles are common. B. the signals exhibit rapid fluctuations of strength and often sound distorted. C. These types of signals occur only during winter nighttime hours. D. These types of signals are generally strongest when your antenna is aimed west. What is a characteristic of VHF signals received via auroral reflections? A. Signals from distances of 10,000 or more miles are common. B. The signals exhibit rapid fluctuations of strength and often sound distorted. C. These types of signals occur only during winter nighttime hours. D. These types of signals are generally strongest when your antenna is aimed west. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Go ahead, Al.
He is in Bravo.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What is a characteristic of VHF signals received via auroral reflections? Correct answer is B, Bravo. The signals exhibit rapid fluctuations of strength and often sound distorted. Because the aurora is constantly changing, the reflected signals change strength quickly and are often distorted. AM radio license manual page 4-4.
Check in.
Go ahead.
K9 TSU Mobile. Not sure if I'm going to have the repeater too much longer, so figured I'd check in now.
Your signal's good, Vince. K9 TSU Mobile. We got you checked in. Where are you at?
I'm just northwest of Byron, headed home. I had to run down to Stillman Valley, so I'm near Byron. The repeater's a little bit weak, so at least you're able to hear me. That's good.
Okay, sounds good. The question I'm asking, what is your favorite hobby other than ham radio?
Well, I know you probably caught on to this, Jimmy. My full-time job, I do media stringing. I'm basically a paid storm chaser, so I go after storms and really enjoy weather. So that's kind of my favorite hobby, I guess. Other than that, I kind of like building things, fixing things, getting out in the yard and just doing all sorts of stuff around the house. Back over to you there, Jimmy. Casey Dan GCR, K9 TSU Mobile.
Sounds good, Vince. Well, I thought I'd ask anyway. Were you up Wednesday and early Thursday morning? Were you listening to the radio at all during the storm?
Yep, I just gotten home. I filmed a very, very photogenic tornado near Des Moines, and had just gotten home. I heard the warnings, and I think I heard you put a call out on 3-9. I was watching that.
Okay, sounds good. Somebody in South Beloit took a very impressive lightning strike there. Because I heard, and I guess they were saying up in Beloit, their 911 center got a lot of reports of downed trees and the power line.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Joey Marino put any of his pictures up from Wednesday. I go out with Joey quite a bit, storm chasing, and I know sometimes he puts pictures on when he does the segments. So he had some of the same pictures that I did because he wasn't far from me. But yeah, I think I'd seen something about that. But yeah, it looked like there was quite a bit of wind damage up there, right along the state line. It was pretty weak when it came through Monroe, but we got a lot of rain out of it.
I can believe that. Okay, Vince, I'm going to let you go so you can concentrate on your driving. Thank you for checking in.
Well, no problem, Jimmy. I'll listen as long as I can. K9 TSU. Have a good night.
You have quite a ways to go yet. We'll still be on the air but by the time you get home. Okay, any more stations want to check at the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. This is an electrical question. What is the unit of electromotive force? A, the volt. B, the watt. C, the ampere. D, the ohm. What is the unit of electromotive force? A, the volt. B, the watt. C, the ampere. D, the ohm. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Kilo 2, Zulu Alpha Charlie.
Kilo 2, Zulu Alpha Charlie. Go ahead.
This is B. I think I heard.
Sorry, that is not correct. That is not correct. Let me get back one moment, please. I want to get you checked into the net here. Now, to repeat your call, please.
Kilo 2, Zulu Alpha Charlie.
Kilo 2, Zulu Alpha Charlie. Good evening. Welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m., either here on this repeater or on the 147.195 repeater. Okay, where I can tell you're mobile, where are you headed to?
I'm in Rockford on an HT.
Okay, sounds good. Now you got a 2 call. You must be either from New York or Pennsylvania.
No, that was a mistake when I got my vanity.
Oh, okay. Well, you can always change it where you can get a 9 call there. So, okay, what is your name? What's your handle?
Can you repeat that? My name is Zach.
Zach, I think I may have talked to you before. Zach, we've got you. Okay, hey, I'll let you go. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the line.
Sounds good, thank you.
KC9 CSL checking.
Where's that? Oh, boy. All right. Okay, here's the question out of that. What is the unit of electromotive force? A, the volt. B, the watt. C, the ampere. D, the ohm. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, what is the unit of electromotive force? The correct answer is A, alpha, the volt. Voltage is measured in units of volts, which are abbreviated as V. Ham radio license manual, page 3-2. Okay, we'll do a couple more questions in the technician's portion, then we'll move on to general. All right. What device converts the RF input and output of a transceiver to another band? A, high-pass filter. B, low-pass filter. C, transverter. D, phase converter. What device converts the RF input and output of a transceiver to another band? A, high-pass filter. B, low-pass filter. C, transverter. D, phase converter. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
I think it's Charlie, K9TSU.
You are correct, Vince. You are correct. What device converts the RF input and output of a transceiver to another band? Correct answer is C, Charlie, transverter. A transverter allows a transceiver to be used on one or more new bands. Low-power transmitter output signals are shifted to the new output frequency where they are amplified for transmission. A receiving converter mixer shifts input signals to desired band where they are received as regular signals by the transceiver. Ham radio license manual, page 5-11. Okay, we'll read one more question on the technicians, then we'll move on to the general. Okay. Okay, if I can find it here, I'm trying to make sure I get the right, reading out the same questions all the time here. Okay. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? A. Relocate antennas. B. Relocate the transmitter. C. Increase the duty cycle. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? A. Relocate antennas. B. Relocate the transmitter. C. Increase the duty cycle. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the question and give the answer. Which of the following actions might amateur operators take to prevent exposure to RF radiation in excess of FCC supplied limits? Correct answer is A alpha, relocate antennas. Locate antennas away from where people can get close to them and away from property lines. Ham radio license badge on page 9-14. This concludes the technicians portion of Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. Before we continue, we have 8 more stations. I'd like to check in at this time. Please call now.
KC9 CFL checking in.
KC9 CFL, Mike and Rockton. Okay, Mike, you got you checked in? The question tonight is, what is your favorite hobby other than ham radio? Do you have a favorite hobby other than ham radio?
Yeah, I'm into computer systems pretty big, not only professionally, but as a hobby. So I do that, and then I do ham radio. KC9 CFL, back to you.
That's what several hands were saying, too. They're into this computer stuff. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Mike. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Okay. Any more stations want to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, now we're going to go with the general portion of the trivia segment. I'm not reading these questions. Some of these questions belong to the technicians portion. I don't know why I even bother putting them in the general portion. So, all right, okay. Why do most amateur stations use lower sideband on the 160 meter, 75 meter, and 40 meter bands? A. Lower sideband is more efficient than upper sideband at these frequencies. B. Lower sideband is the only sideband legal on these frequency bands. C. Because it is fully compatible with an AM detector. D. It is good amateur practice. Why do most amateur stations use lower sideband on the 160 meter, 75 meter, and 40 meter bands? A. Lower sideband is more efficient than upper sideband at these frequencies. B. Lower sideband is the only sideband legal on these frequency bands. C. Because it is fully compatible with an AM detector. D. It is good amateur practice. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Hey, there you are. I'm kind of wondering where you're at, Rick. Go ahead.
Good evening. Just checking in. I think the answer would be D. It's good amateur practice.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. Why do most amateur stations use lower sideband on the 160 meter, 75 meter, and 40 meter bands? correct answer is D delta. It is good after practice. Okay, Rick. Let me put you down. And I'm asking the question. Larry K9 KZG suggested this question last night during the Alvin TechNet. What is your favorite hobby other than ham radio?
Boy, that's an easy one. I can tell you that right off the bat. That'd be chasing women, but at my age, I'm going to give up that, so I got to find another hobby.
That's what Tom W99WTF said a while ago, too.
Well, at least we got something in common.
Okay, sounds good. As long as I got you on here, you might want to tell us your information. There's been about the changes concerning your the Tuesday night your 10-meter net.
Yeah. Well, this past Tuesday wasn't able to conduct the net for a simple reason. We had 3 frequencies in mind, and come time to start the net there, found out that 10 meters was wide open. Could hear everyone everywhere, and all 3 frequencies were occupied, so we just couldn't, jump in and take over at that time. So this past Tuesday night there, the net was on hold.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Of course, you got that Yahoo down in Georgia too, trying to ruin it for everybody else too. That's a shame.
We did have the primary frequency of 28.425, and then the other 2 that we had in mind was 28.420 and 28.390, and like I said, all 3 frequencies were occupied. But hopefully it won't be like that this coming Tuesday. Even though we didn't conduct the net there Tuesday, I figured, as much as the band is open that evening, I don't think anybody'd really like to check in. They'd probably be more interested in working DX, something out of state.
You know what you could do? You could, you could dedicate their net there to, you want to have local check-ins, of course, but you could say, I'll take stations from out of state there. You could do it that way too.
But these 3 frequencies already had conversations in progress there, and I just couldn't butt in. And I was sitting there listening to all 3 frequencies there for about 10 or 15 minutes, and at that point I gave up.
Yeah, I understand. So, as things stand, you're going to use the 28.255.
Well, I was looking at one there Tuesday night, and at the one that wasn't busy there, I was switching up to 28.455, and I noticed there's no traffic on there. So that might be a 4th frequency that I'll be monitoring. But Dan and I, we talked out something here, and we're going to make a different approach here come next Tuesday. So we'll see how that works out.
Okay, sounds good. I was looking at the Friday Night Fun Net archives. You got, let's see, you started the net, I think your very first net was September 15th of last year. So you'll be in about 2 months, you have your 1-year anniversary net.
That's correct. Yeah, it was September 15th of last year when I started net there. We started the net, let's put it that way. So, yeah, 1-year anniversary coming up there.
Well, back in 2009, we had the 1-year anniversary of the Friday Night Fun Net. Of course, and back in then, we were using the 147-300 for the net. We were using George as a repeat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Rick, Hey, thank you for checking in. I'm sure we'll hear from you again later. And thank you for giving that information. I'm sure in the coming days you'll let us know where you will have the 10-meter net. So, yeah. This 10-meter net and code practice was a result of a couple Friday night fun nets we did. So that was a lot of people don't know that.
They were all started right here on the Friday night fun net.
That's right. Okay, Rick. We'll talk to you later. I'm sure we'll probably hear from you again before the night's over. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay, let's continue on with the trivia segment here. We're in the technical, the general portion. All right. Okay. What happens as the noise reduction control level in the receiver is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? A. Received signals may become distorted. B. Received frequency may become unstable. C. CW signals may become severely attenuated. D. Received frequency may shift several kilohertz. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read this question one more time and I'll give the answer. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? Correct answer is A alpha. Received signals may become distorted. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead. I think we're gonna do one more question, and I think we'll call it quits for this week as far as the trivia goes. We'll do it again next Friday. If I can find the question here, one moment, please. Okay. All right. Hold on, we'll find it here. We already read that question. All right. Now, you thought for sure that I was not going to ask these questions, but I got to do this. What are the toughest questions to answer? What are the toughest questions in the Tech, General, and Extra Q&A, the books? Your tower questions, of course. You listeners, those of you who are going to be soon getting your ham radio licenses, someday you're going to become part of a tower climbing crew. You either climb the tower itself or else be part of the ground crew. This next question, which I'm about to read, may be the one that puts you over the top as far as getting your license, your technician's license goes. Even though we're reading the stuff from the general Q&A. This is for you new listeners soon become hams. Here we go. Let me reset. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All of these choices are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C, unground the base of the tower. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
Kilo 2, Zulu.
Last station trying to get in. Try that one more time.
Kilo 2, Zulu Alpha Charlie. All of the above.
Sorry, Zach, that's not correct. Thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
Make sure the power is disconnected and tagged.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. Before climbing, remove power from any circuits that will not be used while you are on the tower. The best way is to remove fuses or open circuit breakers. Once the circuit is open, lock the circuit breaker open, if possible, and tag the fuse box or breaker panel so that no one will reconnect the circuit. General Class License Manual, page 9-15. That concludes Friday Night Fun and Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. Any more stations want to check in at this time? Please call now.
KC9YI.
KC9YI, Scott Monroe. Good evening, Scott. Okay. I'm asking the question, what is your favorite hobby other than ham radio? Do you have another hobby besides this one, Scott?
Real good, Jim. Yeah, photography. I don't do it as much as I used to, but yeah, they used to do quite a bit of photography and worked a little bit with Photoshop and all that good stuff. KC9GCR and the net. This is KC9YI.
Okay, sounds good. I was just talking to Vince, K9TSU. He's on his way home to Monroe. He was just got back from, he was earlier out in Kansas doing some storm spotting. And I asked him if he was listening the other night there. He said, yeah, he was. When we had these storms down here, I guess you guys got pretty lucky up there. It was late Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah, I talked to him here about, a while back, and he was headed towards Nebraska then, and he thought he would be back, but I didn't know why he was going that way, and sure, weather spotting, that makes sense.
Yeah, Joey Marino is the morning meteorologist for Channel 17 and Channel 39 in Rockford. He's involved in a lot of that stuff, too. He and Vince know each other. They go out there together. So that's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, it'll be interested. He say that they ran across any severe weather.
I don't know. Let's see if he's still on the air. Vince, K9TSU, are you still monitoring? Okay, he said he's gonna listen as long as he could before he lost the repeater. So he was just coming home from Byron. So okay, so yeah, they go out there quite a bit together.
Oh yeah. That's really neat. I know he's done that for years, really. Vince was always real active. Even when he was still in high school, I think he would, go out and love to do weather spotting right around here even.
Oh, by the way, he's been in Hanford 10 years now. I'd have to look at my archives to see when he first started checking into the Friday Night Fun. Of course, at that time, he was KC9CSU.
10 years already. Oh my, yeah. The time goes by. Well, how many years have you been a ham, Jim?
Since May of 2004.
Ah, real good. So you're almost an old timer now.
You might say that, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? When we get more than 25 years, that is it. They've got that that club you can belong to or something. Yeah, I think it's going to be 44 years for me.
Well, that's great. Congratulations. The only two clubs I belong to are Seats Country Beer Association, as the State Line After Radio Club and the Rah-Rah. Well, that's actually three clubs. I don't plan on joining any more clubs anytime soon.
Yeah, you can only do so much for, you kind of spread yourself too thin and everything. And somebody was telling me about a group of, or maybe I read that on QRZ. I picked up a station from Rockton. Maybe it was on his QRZ page. Anyway, they were involved with the old time years ago on CB and everything, and Rockford used to have this PBR net down there. I kind of remember that back in when I first, I was on CB for a couple of years before I got my ham license, and we had the CBs on the farm, and anyway, I remember a PBS net down in Rockford. That was about the farthest net that I could get into.
Yeah, that's for sure. Can you imagine holding the Friday Night Fun net on CB, especially when those skip conditions coming in? Oh, boy.
Yeah, there was, for a net control, there was a lady, Lois. She was a widow, and a real nice lady. It was a nice group of people down there. In fact, I even went down for, they had an event, a breakfast or something, or no, it was an evening meal, and it if I remember right, you had to check in. You had, in order to have a number, you had to check in on a regular basis. And but anyway, I don't know just how many people then got their ham licenses, and whether anybody's still around. That I'm sure there are people that was involved with that years ago.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I see. I belong to it. We used to have a Stevenson County sideband net every Sunday evening. I think it was at 8 o'clock. We went. I joined that club. I think they assigned us a number. Whatever. I forget what it was. But that was one of the nicest groups of people you ever met on CB. They didn't put up with any BS or anything like that on the air. Of course, at that time, 16 and 17, by a gentleman's agreement, that was for reserved for sidebanders. So that was how it went.
Yeah, I remember those days, and then I don't remember the Stevenson County one. I don't remember doing that one, but there was Voice of Wisconsin net. Originally, the Wisconsin WSB numbers, that was one of the early groups, and they sure had a lot of different different clubs and stuff going on, but it was a nice group of people that you met down there too. Radio is a fun hobby, and so many of them then continued on and got their ham licenses and stuff. So anyway, better let you go. And we'll wanted to get in here and check in. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, obviously, the old sea beers around here, they went to ham radio because they got sick and tired of all the potty mouths and stuff that was going on. Well, Russ Love, NILXS, back in the CB days, he was known as Chicago Punk 147. And, of course, well, Larry Kincannon, he became a silent key earlier this year, sad to say. One of the best guys in the whole world as far as this hobby goes. And, yeah, I don't know what his number was, but, yeah, a lot of the old-time sea beers went to be ham radio operators. Went on to be ham radio operators, I should say. Okay, Scott, hey, you have a good evening. We'll talk to you Sunday night on the Green County net.
Sounds good, Jim. We'll look for you then, and have a good weekend. This is KC9YI. I'll be clear.
7-3. Any more stations you want to check at the Friday Night Fun net? Please call on.
KC9, KCR, K9FO.
Okay, Dean. Let me put you down. There was another station trying to check in. I'll get back to you in a minute there, Dean. Okay, there was another station trying to check in at the same time. Other station, come back, please.
Number 9, Zulu, Uniform Tango, Jeff, in Rockford. No traffic?
Okay, Jeff, NIZUT, I got to check in. Jeff, I'll get back to you first, and then I'll talk to Dean. Jeff, we're talking about what other hobbies you have besides ham radio. Do you have any other hobbies?
I'm a musician. I play the drums. I've been doing it for over 50 years. And I used to do model railroading a long time ago. But other than that, I'm also a grandpa full-time. Full-time. So I got 3 grandkids that keep me busy. So back to you, Jim, N9ZUT.
Okay, sounds good. You were a drummer for 50 years. What did you play, rock and roll or country or a little bit of both?
Oh, played everything. Concert band, played a little jazz, country, you name it. If you put a drum beat to it, I could usually wing it. So I had an offer to go down to Nashville and be a studio musician, but I didn't want to leave family that was up here, so that was back about 10 years ago. Other than that, that's about it. N9ZUT.
Family always comes first. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, hey, Jeff, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend.
You too, Jimmy. 73, N9ZUT.
Okay, K9FLO, Dean, what's going on with you?
KC9GCR, K9FLO. Am I checking in too early, Jimmy? Go ahead.
No. You're never too early. Our motto is you're never too early, you're never too late to be worthy of checking the Friday Night Fun net. I think you checked in earlier before, but don't worry about it. You're checked in. That's the important thing. I'm asking everybody tonight, do you have any hobbies other than ham radio?
Not anymore. Radio's enough in itself. Besides, it's a much safer hobby. Hobby keeps you at home and things like that, and been doing that for a long time. More than 50 years, I can safely say. The only other hobby I had in between that was, of course, besides working, boating. I got into boating for a number of years, probably about 10, 12 years, and that was used to have a cigarette boat. So I really was into that big time, but that gas got up to $4 a gallon. That kind of slowed down that hobby and retired onto that one there. So that was probably the only extreme deviation from the radio world. other than I had a marine radio in there. I guess that counts a little bit. I can't think of it now. That's pretty much it. Besides, yeah, that's big excitement. There, Jimmy, KC9 GCR, K9FO.
Oh, sounds good, Dean. That's great. That's great. So, okay. Other than that, how are things going with you? Otherwise,
I'm doing good. Kind of looks like it's gonna be a quiet weekend. That's good. Got one of the kids coming home from out in the East Coast from Washington D.C. It's been a week with us, or the husband or family, I should say. So that'd be kind of nice. Looking forward to that. We'll hear all about politics and the government and everything else. And she works for the government, so we'll have our ears burned on that for a week. And what else? Glad we got rain. We've got enough rain. I'm happy. It doesn't have to rain anymore for a while. It's interesting. This is one of the very few times I can remember of having to mow the yard in this time of the year. Normally, by the middle of July, your grass is slowing down and things are starting to come to a halt, but this has been a pretty strange year. We had our drought in June, and now July we're having a rainy season. So if that makes any sense, I don't know. Jimmy, go ahead.
yeah, next week we'll turn our air conditioners back on again because it's going to get hot again. Yeah, that's for sure. Were you monitoring the repeaters Wednesday night and early Thursday morning with the storm?
Yes, kinda, not that much. They were. We didn't have that much up here. We had some rain, but we didn't have a little bit of lightning. It seemed like everything tracked south of us quite a ways, down more towards Rockford. We're about 20 miles north of Rockford, almost on the state line. So we didn't really get that much, but we did get about a little over half inch of rain, I think, or 3/4 of an inch, I think it was, out of that system. So we needed it, but we didn't have a little bit of wind and lightning, and that was, we were on the gentle side of the storm, I think, there, Jim.
That sounds good, Channel 13, I was watching Channel 13 News yesterday. Somebody took a picture of a tremendous lightning strike in South Beloit there. That was really something to see. And there was also the Beloit 911 center got a lot of calls about downed trees and power lines.
Well, yeah, you're right. They did. They got hit pretty good on it. We were kind of in between the two systems. You had the system that was tracking down to the Rockford area, and then the one that Beloit Janesville, of course, they seem to always get hammered with the weather up there. And we're in between them, which is okay. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind having a little bit more rain, but this is livable. And the wife says we need hail real bad so we can get a new roof. But maybe we didn't have. I guess the hail gods weren't watching out for us there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Okay, that sounds good. I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, because I don't know if you ever monitor 195 when they have the Skywarn that Ricky WX9RLT in Loves Park is net controlled. You monitor that repeater when the Skywarn net is on?
No, I don't. In fact, I guess I forgot that was even going. I really don't track it that much. Like I said, we're such for our storms that track up here on the state line, and a lot of stuff that happens down there, pretty much down in that area, as opposed to for us seeing it up here. We used to have a net going in a Skywarn type thing at the Janesville on that 145 4.5, I think it is, repeater. But that's been on hold for a while due to some, I think, facilities and things like that. So I don't know if we're going to get that going again or not. So we could certainly use it up here. I'll tell you, it's a good deal there, Jim.
Yeah, I hear you. I think Sullivan Weather and Milwaukee, I think, has use of that repeater during the Skywarn activities there, from what I understand.
That's true. They do. They do. They have priority on that. So, you know, for example, that's one of the things during the net, as you're probably aware of, we always announce that if there's something occurring, they kind of take it over. And that's you know, that Sullivan site, that's about 50 miles from me. And tell you what, I wouldn't mind going up there and taking a tour of it. They do have tours there. And one of the hams, there's a ham that works there, and he'll occasionally check into the repeater. So that would be kind of interesting to mention about the Sullivan location, to go there and see the old weather station there, Jim.
K9G Shark. Back in 2009, our club, Steve's Gun Repeater, August 2009, our Steve's Gun Repeater Association, we took a trip down to the National Weather Service office at the Quad Cities at Davenport, Iowa. They gave us a grand tour. We got to see the facilities. We even got to see them launch a balloon there, for a weather balloon, toward the evening hours. I think they do that every morning and evening down there.
You know, I'd imagine they do the same thing up at the Sullivan one too. That's probably a standard practice. So, what happens to all those balloons they send up every day? I never hear of anybody having them come down in their backyard or anything. Jim, KC9 GCR K9FO.
They recently lost a weather balloon. Quad Cities National Weather Service offices. They were asking the public for any information. If you see it, let them know that they got the information they can contact them with, and they will come and pick it up. But yeah, that's what happened recently.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of wondering if they do that many, then they got to come down someplace. And hopefully not on the interstate while you're driving down it. That'd be pretty interesting to have a weather balloon come down on top of your car on Interstate 90, Jim.
Yeah, that'd be something, that's for sure. Okay, hey, Dean, thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll try to catch you on the Rock County Net on this coming Tuesday night. 7-3, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in.
All right, Jim, take care. 7-3s, talk to you later, and everybody have a great Friday out there. And talk to you. KC9 GCR, K9FO, be clear.
Thank you for checking in. Okay, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Last station, try to check in. Come back, please. Kilo 9, and come back with the rest of your call, please.
Juliet Alpha Alpha, C9 GEA.
Okay, K9JAA, I believe I talked to you before. What's going on with you? The question, what I'm asking, do you have any other hobbies other than the ham radio?
Yeah, I probably got too many. I'm in radio control, anything, planes, cars, helicopters, and I like to golf, fish, and hunt.
Okay, sounds good. My late brother-in-law, or one of them anyway, I have two brothers-in-law, the other one's passed away now, but he was very big on the radio-controlled model airplanes, that's for sure.
Yep, that's my uncle got me started in that, and
that led to cars and helicopters and drones, and I'm stuck on it. I love doing them.
Sounds good, sounds good. Okay, hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
All right, same to you, Jimmy.
Okay, any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on up. Oh boy, they're shooting off fireworks here again. Just heard a boom. I'll tell you what, it was the last night or the other night, the people across the street had fireworks. Oh, they were just a tremendous noise, and some of those fireworks are going up over our building. I thought, good God, I hope they don't land on our building. That's for sure. They live right, almost directly across the street from this building. Those noise were really loud, and they only went on for about a minute. Folks, 4th of July is over. Save your fireworks for New Year's Eve. Okay, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay, let me give you a rundown of all the other nets that we have in the area. Oh boy, there goes those fireworks. In about 7 minutes, the Night Watch net will be getting underway. They meet on the CFMC. They meet on CFMC 443.750 repeater. That repeater is located in Chicago. CFMC, that has a PL 114.8 plus offset. That's the Night Watch net. It'll be getting underway in about 7 minutes. That net runs from 10 to 11, and that net runs 7 nights a week. The Lunch Bunch net is held every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 12 noon and 1 p.m. Swap net is at 12:30 p.m. on 145.430. The W9DUP DuPage County repeater. That has in Downers Grove. That has a PL of 107.2 minus offset. There is a Saturday Night Fun Net which meets every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. That has a PL 127.3 minus offset. That has a lot more structure in this net. You got checking a certain way, A through G, H through N, and so on and so forth. I couldn't hardly hear the net last week. Conditions were bad. Some of the topics they talked about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing it up on this net. The Greene County Aries Races net meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, Wisconsin, with a PL 123.0 minus offset. Scott, K9YI, who was just on this a few minutes ago, was net controlled that net. It's a combination of Aries Races and Ragtune net. They've been picking on. That net's been growing in popularity recently, so do check out that net. That's a good net they run up there. The Big Thunder Amateur Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere. That has a PL of 100.0 plus offset. The Whiteside County Aries group holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sturgeon with a PL 114.8 minus offset. Okay, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. we have the Monday night rah-rah info net. I was net controlled this past Monday. I had a total of 13 check-ins. I think we had it on this repeater, if I remember right. At 8 p.m. on also on Monday nights, The Lee County Aries group holds its Monday evening net on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. And the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL of 100.0 minus offset. Listen to that net. They'll give you more information about this car show, which will take place in Sycamore on Sunday, July 25th. That's a week from this coming Sunday, by the way. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. We have the first of the two health and tech nets. Larry H9GO, the Rah-Rah board president, will run the first net on Tuesdays. And let's see. On Thursday, the Thursday evening net is shared by myself and Bill, K9OJP. I ran the net last night. Okay. Oh, by the way, Larry K9K. What's going on here? K9KZT will be net control the Monday night Rah-Rah net. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXT repeater route for transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Are there any more stations who want to check in at this time? Please call now. Oh boy, I don't know how that switched over to digital. Even stations who want to check in, please call now. Okay, let me continue with all the other nets there. Let's see. Also Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., the Rock County Public Service Net meets on the Janesville 145.450 repeater that has a PL of 123.0 minus offset. Rich K9QDP already told you about the information pertaining to the 10-meter net on Tuesday evenings. He'll let you know what all the particulars are, what frequency they'll be using on in the days before the next scheduled net. There was no net held this past Tuesday because of the frequencies were used. The Ogle County Amateur Radio Net, including Harry Skywarn, meets at 9 p.m. on Tuesday evenings on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL of 146.2 plus offset. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We had the Aries, Steve Zagani Aries net. I was on net control, and I believe I had a total of 3 check-ins or something, or 4, I don't know. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXT repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Okay, continuing with all the other nets in the area. Those of you in the Boyd area, the Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset. Immediately found that net at 8 p.m. Again here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. until all traffic is handled. Mail at 9 RPM, the trustee of the 3-9 repeater brings this amateur radio news line, 15-minute independent news broadcast to both entirety amateur radio. Okay. I was net control this past Wednesday night, and I had a total of 12 check-ins. Stations, stand by. One moment, please. Okay, this is the K-Sign G-Sharp Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXC repeater in Rockford. The Senile Net is held every day, Monday through Friday, from 1,400 to 1,500 hours Zulu time, or 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. local time, on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters, upper sideband. The Chuck D9BB is net control of that net. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Now you're all caught up today on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, support your local nets, support your local repeaters, and if you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means do support your local clubs. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Contact Ricky WX9RLG and he'll get you signed up. You see more pertinent information. You'll see updated pictures of my ham shack, more pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You'll even see weather information. I don't know how many people have signed up for it, so if you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact Ricky WX9RLT and you'll get you signed up. And by the way, if you want to hear the recording of this net and any other nets that we had in the past, you can go to the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Mike at K9MED down in Rochelle is recording this net for a future broadcast, rebroadcast, I should say, on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Next, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. We have not had any hotline check-ins so far today. So let's see. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. If I'm transmitting, if you hear it ring, it's not rang so far tonight. It's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony cell phone ring. You know what? Speaking of the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, You know what? Stand by. It was Richard, N9CO, who called me on the phone, telling me about that car show in Sycamore a week from this coming Sunday. You know what? N9ZO. HL for hotline. So I'm going to put him down as a hotline check-in. He called me earlier this evening. So, okay. He's one of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in that often, but he listens. So I've gone down as a hotline check-in. Okay. Now, speaking of honorary check-ins, we're going to do this right now. N9ARB Tony. HC for honorary check-in, Tracy. N9TAB, his better half, HC honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. Scott, AA9 Sugar Fox. Okay. And Justin, K9FEO, HC honorary check-in. Okay, Ricky, WX9RLT, HC honorary check-in. KE9N, Kurt the Repeater, chairman, honorary check-in. He'll be moving into his new QTH very soon. Okay, at this time, we have, I got to check in Brandon. KD9LOA, HC honorary check-in. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who want to check into Friday Night's Fun Net, please call now.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa.
Nine. Come back with the rest of that call, please.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa. Greg in Rockford.
Okay, Greg, I've got you checked in. I'm asking a question. What is your favorite hobby other than ham radio? Do you have another hobby you're into?
Well, you know, I used to listen to the Police Scanner a lot, and that kind of got me into the ham radio. But these days, so much of that stuff is encrypted that I don't really listen that much on there anymore.
I'll tell you what. Here in Freeport PD is encrypted, but Stevenson County Sheriff is not encrypted, and they're on Starcom. Also, Illinois State Police has not encrypted their radio communication. You can still listen to districts 1 and 16, or maybe District 2 and then Elgin also. You'd have to buy a very expensive digital scanner for that.
That's good to know. I didn't realize that they were not encrypted. Yeah, I did get one of those nice digital scanners a while back, so I need to pull that out and start using it again.
Yeah, if you have a computer, you can find out where the information about where those frequencies or talk groups are. You can even monitor the Illinois Department of Transportation, IDOT, for District 2 at the headquarters down in Dixon. You can monitor the highway trucks. They definitely come in handy, especially during the winter when they're out plowing snow.
Good thinking. I need to do that.
Check out your computer and to look them all like the Illinois State Police, District 1 or 16, and IDOT District 2. You can even monitor the state EMA. They're on Starcom also. The only ones who use still VHF high bands are your local fire and the EMS department.
All right, yeah, I need to get online and check that out some more again.
Yeah, start listening to the scanner again.
I will have to do that. Well, hey, I will let you guys go, and good to hear you again. 73.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Yes, anybody that's wondering, you can still listen to the police communications on your scanner. It's just you can't monitor the Rockford or Winnebago County anymore, but you can still monitor the Illinois State Police, Districts 1 or 16, and the, Ogle County Sheriff went to Starcom, and so did Carroll County. Or you can monitor the IDOT for the monitor the state highway trucks and what have you. There's still a lot of stuff, and your fire and EMS departments are still operating on VHF high band. And so there's still a lot of the stuff that you can listen to on your scanners there, including like your public works agencies too. Okay, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. I want to thank the members of the Rah-Rah Board of Trustees or Board of Directors. I want to thank, Larry H9GO, Rah-Rah Board President. I want to thank Kurt K9N, the repeater chairman, for the use of this repeater. I'm going to run down the list of stations who've checked in so far. Let's see. K9EPZ was originally an early bird, but he's checked in as a general check-in. K9EPZ, N9CNW, W9JTC, K9MAP, H9NW, and AE9JF, K9KGT, Larry, the King of CW, KC9, QPL, KD9SBA, KS9GOL, KS9RGG, Norman Orfordville, KD9MED, we're recording this Friday Night Fun Net, Mike Don Rochelle, K9OBJ, John McConnell, K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. AC9GO, AC9YE, myself, K9GC, Net Control, WI9WTF, AE9VU, K9CSU, K2ZAC, ZAC, K9CFL, KD9QDP, Rick and Rockford, K9YI, Scott Monroe, K9FLO, Dean and Roscoe, N9ZUT, K9JAA, N9ZO on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Checked in earlier before the net. These are my honorary check-ins now. N9ARB, Tony, and his better half to Tracy, N9TAB. AE9SF, Scott of the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, Southern Rockford. K9FEO, Justin. WX9RLT, Ricky in Loves Park. KE9N, Kurt, repeater chairman. K9LOA, Brandon, Nerlina, and the N9GBP. Let's see, I had a total of, 28 on-air check-ins, one hotline check-in, 7 on-air check-ins. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 7 honorary check-ins, 1 hotline check-ins, 28 on-air check-ins, leaves a grand total of 36 check-ins. Are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out. does anybody have any traffic or any comment or input they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your in-laws, your grandparents, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your, the butcher, your baker, your calf steak baker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, or your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your bank teller, your cashier. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at the post office, your mailman, your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your stockbroker. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, or divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, no-beds, potheads, telemarketers. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. You take a kneel at your local athletic events, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old it. That's all there is to it. This is K-Sign-G-Star, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W90X repeater Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. Or any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Sounds like another repeater's trying to come in. I do hear some static, but I don't hear anybody's voices. There's probably some noise there. So, okay, I'll tell you what. Any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. I think I'm thinking about going to close it down there. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'll stand by to pick up any late bird check-ins. I'll be monitoring the repeater anyway before about 1 or 2 o'clock when I go to bed here. So I'll tell you what, it was a very successful net tonight. There was a great topic suggested by Larry K9KGT. What other hobbies do you have besides amateur radio? That was great. Several people had said computers, other people said something. A couple of them said chasing women. That was great. Okay. Okay, this is the last call for any stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net for Beaver in the region. With or without traffic, please call K-Sign-GCR. Last call for Ratchet Joe. Okay, tune again next week, same time, same repeater, we hope, for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K-Sign-GCR. Net control of the Friday Night Fun Net, now closing on this Friday, July 16th, 2021 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater to frequency normal amateur radio use. Exactly 10:20 p.m. Central Daylight time, 3 hours, 20 minutes Zulu time with a grand total of 36 check-ins. This net is now closed, and the repeater is now open for normal amateur radio use. 7-3s, everybody, this is K-Sign-GCR. A happy weekend to all, and to all, a good night.
KC9KCR, KD9QTT.
Go ahead, Rick, K-Sign-GCR.
Did I hear you correctly saying you're going to be monitoring till 1, 2 o'clock?
I'm going to be monitoring the repeater till at least 1 or 2 o'clock to see if I get any late bird check-ins, as I call it.
I guess they would be considered the late bird check-ins at that time of the morning. All right, Jimmy, 73. Talk to you later. KC9 GCR, KC9.
Sounds good, Ricky. When I was running the net on the 255 machine there with Eric K9MCS, I had a lot of people check in late, even after I closed down the net.
I would imagine being a Friday night years ago, yeah, they were probably just getting out of the bar.
Yeah, I hear you there. Okay, Rick. 7-3, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. K9 GCR. Good night.
Good night, Jimmy. KD9 QDP out.